everyone, this is Carla, and I just wanted to make sure this is actually recording. I promised a whole lot of people that I was going to make a video on time management, which is, to be quite honest with you, it's my biggest struggle, or at least it has been my biggest struggle. But the one good thing about having struggles is that once you're aware of it, you want to put a lot of effort and energy into learning how to become better at it, right? So just not dwell on it, learn from it. So I'm very happy to say that from all the things that I've learned on the last 4 years, I have been able to put a little bit of pieces together. And now I want to help my clients and my friends get a little bit more of this time management and organization to get back to school timing with zero stress. And I honestly believe that the stress usually comes from not having anything planned and rushing through the motions. So when you have a plan, when you can visualize, we can see what's coming, when you can plan ahead of time, that's when you actually lower the levels of stress. So that's why I want to share this with you. And I'm going to use a calendar. So I posted on the group that I was going to use Google Calendar. And so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to share my calendar for one. My calendar is already filled with my activities. So I'm going to use my daughter's calendar on Google, on Gmail. So she has an account. I'm just going to make myself a little smaller. And I'm going to open Google. So this is what you want to do. You want to have a Google account, number one. It's very simple. You just have to open a Gmail or a Google account and put an email. They're going to give you an email. The one very important thing is that once you open an account, a lot of people, if you don't have a Gmail account, you want to bookmark your calendar. So for easy access. And tell your computer to remember your password, because if there is something that you don't use all the time, then you might forget your password, or use a password that is very easy to remember. So the way you access this, let's just go back to Google. So if you are looking at my computer, you're going to see that I have Google, just like any other Google page. You do your research right here. So when you go to this little grid right here and you click on it, there's a whole lot of possibilities that you can use. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to get yourself organized. I, for example, use Drive for my documents. If I want to share documents with my staff, or if I want to share documents with my daughter or my husband, I use Drive, right? Or if documents that you can access from anywhere. You can check the news, you can play, you can check the YouTube, you can have a YouTube channel like I do. And what we're going to be using today is the calendar. So it's very simple. Remember, you go to the grid, you click on calendar. All right? So it's a blank calendar. It has nothing in it. So here is when I will highly suggest that if you have in your computer another window open. See, if you look at my computer, there's nothing open. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. I don't have my phone next to me. If you're going to do this, I think that the worst thing you can do is try to do a lot of things at the same time, because you're not going to be focused. So while you're watching this video, just let me tell you one thing. Try to turn off every single other window that you have in your phone. In your computer. Turn off your phone. If you expect anyone to call you, then just put it on the side, but just stay away from social media at this moment. It's time to get your hands busy into planning your weeks ahead so you don't have stress when your kids go back to school. All right? So I'm not going to do my calendar because I know my schedule is different than a lot of people. I run my own business. I train people. So my schedule for work is very complex. Some of my hours are for my boot camp. Some of my hours are for my personal training clients. Some of my hours are for my Beachbody business. which is online. So there's a whole lot of different colors and hats that I have. But there are certain things that you do, for example. And this is what I use Sunday for. Sunday, it's not a day that I use for planning, because Sunday is my day off. I don't work on Sunday. I want to take the day off. I want to disconnect. So I use this area on Sunday to kind of like put what each color will mean to me, all right? So let's pretend I work 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., like a lot of people do. So that's something that is inevitable. So you have to make sure you have that time blocked in your calendar if you work those hours. So whatever the time you work, you're going to do that. So on Sunday, I'm just going to edit events. I'm just going to put working hours. All right. The color for my working hours, I would like to put them in green because money is green, right? So I want to make sure it has a color that that fits what I'm doing, all right? So this isn't, I'm not scheduling anything. I'm just putting it on Sunday so I can have a visual idea of what each color means, all right? And you will understand why I'm doing this. So green is for working hours. And then I also want to repeat this every week. So you just click on repeat, and this is going to repeat weekly, every week, every Sunday at the same time. All right, so it's going to repeat the color and everything. So when I go and check on my calendar, oh, it's going to have green every single week. Actually, you know what? I should definitely, okay, we're going to plan that next week just so it looks better. So the Sunday, which is tomorrow, is going to be, the green is going to be working hours. Remember, Sunday is just for give us a good idea of what each color means. Because I repeat it every week, if you check every week from here on, you click on the future, and it's going to give you the same because it's going to repeat every single week, all right? So working hours is green. Now, what do? I go for my weekly. So I usually work, let's say I'm pretending I'm this person who works Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So those are the times that are non-negotiable. So what I do is I click at 9 a.m., and then I edit event, and then work hours. And you can put whatever you want to put. In my case, for example, I could put office hours, whatever it is. It's going to be green because that's the color that I gave it. And I work 8 hours a day. So I start at 9, and then I finish work at 5. Just to give you an idea. Right? This is not my actual schedule, but I'm just going to put it as someone that works a full-time job. So this is going to save. Now, before you save it, remember that to make your life easier, you can always repeat. All right. So I'm going to repeat it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you can always delete an event. Like, for example, on Labor Day, I know most people, I'm going to show you, you can delete it. All right. So delete just one day because you're going to get the day off. So, but for now, it's going to stay Monday through Friday on the weekdays every week, and it's going to repeat. It's going to show in your calendar. Save and save. All right, so here you go. You're looking at a calendar of someone who works 9 to 5. To give you a really good idea, you need to make sure that this is the one thing that is not going to change, obviously, right? So as you are, it's recording. So as you are planning for the rest of the things that are important to you, this is the one thing that cannot change. So the trick about planning your advance, actually your month in advance, is that you have to know what is a non-negotiable, all right? It has to stay there every single time. In my case, and let's just continue to pretend that I'm this person that works 9 to 5, I know that it is very important to have a morning routine. And I'm not talking about waking up and taking a shower and getting ready and having breakfast and stuff like that. I want to have a morning routine that is also going to help me have a very successful day. So let's work on what's called reverse engineering. Sorry, I need to go up in my day. So Reverse engineering means that if I have to be at work at 9 a.m., I would probably have to leave at 8:30 if it takes me only 30 minutes to go, all right? So I have to be ready by 8:30. It takes me 1 hour to be ready. Me taking a shower, if you have to take your kids to school, you know those are the things that you need to do. Now, remember how I did the Sunday? That is just kind of like, it's going to give me a guide of the colors that I use throughout the week. There are a few things that I know are my focus for my life, that I know are the most important part of my life. Number one is my family. So I'm just going to give a color code to my family, and I'm going to give them 100% of focus. In my case, specifically my girls that need a lot of attention in the morning and sometimes in the afternoon, like homework time, whatever it is that I need to give my time to my family and specifically to my girls, I put it in pink. But you can put it any color that you want. For example, if you have boys, you may want to put it as blue, right? Whatever color you choose for that particular area of your life, that's what you want to do. If you don't have kids, then, you know, you don't need to do this. So family and girls, I would say taking care of the girls and taking care of the family is going to be pink for me. And then just to give me an idea, every Sunday it's going to post so I can have a reference of the color that I use. I almost don't need that anymore. Save. But just to give you an idea how this is going to look. On Sunday, I know when I plan my week is that green is going to be for working hours. Pink is going to be for the time that I spend for my family, drop off at school, making their breakfast, etc. So if you look in the future, in my future weeks, it's always going to show right there. All right? Okay, so let's go back to this week. So very simple. I know that every morning I have to give them at least 45 minutes of attention. I want to make sure I drop them off at school. I want to make sure I make them breakfast, etc. So this is about the time that I give to my girls. So event, remember I always have to edit event if it's going to be repeated. So morning rush. Should I name it morning rush with the girls? So pink, by putting it pink right here, it means, oops, oh, it's not clicking, okay. It pretty much means that that is a time that I am giving to my girls. So repeat, obviously, I have to do that Monday through Friday, but I also want to make sure that I have to be ready before I take care of my girls, all right? That is very important. So for example, for my girls, 1 hour might be a little too much because they're a little older, so time you spend with your kids, but I would say from 7:45 to 8:30 should be fine. And automatically, it always gives you 1 hour, but I don't want it 1 hour. I just need 45 minutes. Save. And then when I change something that I already scheduled, I have to make it up to all the events. So every single event is going to be just 45 minutes, which means I have this time in the morning to take care of myself. All right? So taking care of myself is another thing that I always have to make sure I see it. And you don't have to look at your schedule every single day, but at least if you can visualize your time frames, you know the times that you need to spend on certain aspects of your life. In my case, on Sunday, remember, is a color coding. It's me time. So me time is going to be yellow, always going to be yellow. And I always want to make sure I wake up with enough time to take care of myself. So let's say it'll take me, so this is going to repeat. Remember, this is the Sunday one, which is just to give me a reference, right? It doesn't have, it's not scheduled. I'm not doing anything. This is just a reference for every single thing that I need to focus on. So to get ready, for me to get ready, it really only takes me about 30 minutes. So it depends. If you need to put a lot of makeup, if you need to do your hair, it might take you more time. So make sure you plan that accordingly, all right? So the easiest way to do this is to separate the time. You want to take care of yourself, and then you want to be able to take care of your girls or your kids or your family if you need to do that, all right? So for example, I need to make sure I do my me time and getting ready for myself. If I need to be done with the girls at 7:45, then 7 a.m. at an event, I would say get ready. 7 to 7:45. And this is something that is going to be repeated Monday through Friday, right? Just to give you an idea of how you plan in reverse. There's another thing that is really important in here, John. I'm going to put it in yellow. Remember, the color coding to me is very important because I want to make sure I take care of myself. All right. So here you go. So I need to get ready, 7:45. Now, here is the tricky part, and a lot of people forget about this. So if I know I need to wake up if I need to start getting ready at 7, most people put the alarm clock at 7, which I honestly believe that is the biggest mistake because you need to wake up 1 hour early. This is why. But this is just me, and this is just a suggestion, okay? It has worked for me like magic, and I'm going to call it the magic hour because it's actually called, I really want to show you my calendar on this one, but there is a time in the morning that is for growth. If you believe, just as I do, that exercise, meditation, writing a journal, and kind of like checking your day, planning your day, those kind of things are important to your day, then you must schedule them in your calendar. To me, they are extremely important, all right? So, for example, exercise is one of the most important things. If you know the afternoon, especially for someone who has a scheduled flight like this, on the evenings, there's a whole lot of things. If you're a mom or a dad or a parent or you're taking care of people, the evenings are usually crazy busy, especially with kids the age of my girls. So we need to do dinner, we need to do homework, we need to plan the day ahead. So there's a whole, and there's meetings in school. Everything happens after work. Everything that everybody needs to schedule time with you, it's usually after 6 p.m. So if there's a meeting with the doctor, if there is a meeting at the school, if there is a game, if your kids are in sports, you're always going to have your evenings full. If you believe exercise is as important as I believe it is, which is the best medicine against stress, anxiety, depression, exercise is the best medicine. So you want to schedule at least 30 minutes of exercise in the mornings. And you know what I do. So if you don't have a workout program, you can ask me. I will refer you. You can come to my bootcamp. I can help you with a home DVD program, with a streaming workout. There's a whole lot of resources. If you don't have a lot of time, you only need 30 minutes. So let's say I am this person who doesn't have a lot of time. Exercise is extremely important to me. So it's still going to be yellow, all right, because it's part of my me time at an event. So I need to be done by 7, right? So I'm going to make it a 30-minute workout. And I'm going to repeat it Monday through Friday. If you're just going to do 30 minutes, now I will exercise on Saturday, but it doesn't have to be at the same time. So that's the difference. So we're going to go there. So you want to plan your workout every single day, Monday through Friday. You want to make sure you get it on your calendar or it won't happen. All right. It's going to be yellow because it's part of the me time. And I'm going to save it. Workout, 30 minutes of workout. Now you think I'm done, right? In the morning, you say, I'm going to wake up at 6:30, get my workout by 7. I'm going to take a shower at 7:45. I'm going to take up the girls, etc. You can move the times around. However, I'm not starting the day at 6:30. I'm suggesting that you guys start your day just a little bit earlier. And I know you have two options here. One option is to run your day super stressed and rushing, or to wake up a little bit earlier, set up for success, and have a stress-free day. And I promise you, it works. All right. So what do? This is my hour of power. Oh, 6 a.m. And trust me, I am waking up actually 5:30. Believe me when I say this, I think it's worth it. I used to wake up, because I teach my class at 5:30. I used to wake up 4:15, kind of like rush through my morning, get ready for my class. Now I am waking up at 4:15 in the morning because I want to get that hour of power. So this is how I call it. I call it my hour of power, or lightsaber, but I'll explain to you, and I'm going to post this. This is still yellow, because remember, yellow means it's time for me to set up for a successful day. So hour of power, 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. What do I do on my hour of power? Well, it's up to you. In my case, what I do in my hour of power is I wake up and right away I grab my Bible and I read my Bible. But this is me. This doesn't have to be you. This is my belief system. In my belief, in my faith, I am very strong in the fact, and this is very recently that I started doing this, and it's been amazing. So I read the Bible for about 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, and then I pray for about 10 minutes. I'm very grateful. So in my prayer, I pray about the things that I'm grateful for. I pray about, all, and I go through every single person of my family. So I do, if you are a person of faith, so you know what I'm talking about. So my prayer time goes in this hour of power. So I read the Bible, I do my prayer. After I do my prayer, I do a little bit of meditation. So on my phone, let me just show you. I don't have it here. Okay. So I'm just going to show you on my phone. I have a really cool app that it's for meditation. So it's going to time me. Not everybody's good at meditation, born knowing how to do it. So if you don't know how to meditate, don't worry, all right? Just do it, or get an app, or sign up for a challenge with meditation, or ask someone. But get at least between 3 to 10 minutes of meditation every day, and it's gonna get yourself into a really amazing place, because you need to do that every day. So this is what I do. It's called an app. This is the Insight Timer. I go here, and it's gonna give me a timer for a meditation with really cool music. And so after I do my prayer, I go through my meditation, right, for 5 minutes. It has a little warm up, and then it's going to start the meditation. It's going to time, and it has the sounds that you need to hear. You can choose from different sounds. You can connect with other people. So I just put here, I put my headset, so I don't wake up my family, and then I do a little bit of meditation. I would say minimum of 3 minutes, but sometimes I try to go for 10 minutes, all right? So that is my hour of power. What else then in my hour of power, so that is 1 hour, remember it's a yellow, and I repeat every day on the weekdays. So what does this mean? That you might have to, right now you're like, what? Wake up an hour earlier to do this? And I'm just going to say yes. Yes, you have to wake up an hour earlier, and it's going to be worth it. Do it for a month. Just do it for 1 month and say, okay, September is a month, or August is the month. I'm going to start doing this, and I'm just going to see how it feels. And then if by the end of the month you don't feel incredible and completely different, then don't do it anymore. But I can bet you a lot of money that's not going to happen. You're going to get addicted to doing this because you're going to feel so amazing. So in my hour of power, I read my Bible, I do my prayer, I do meditation. Then I play upbeat music. I want to get myself into a very energetic state. I want to be in a good mood. So I have my playlist, and I start listening to very upbeat. Yes. What time is this? Like at 5 in the morning, I start listening to very, very upbeat music. Sometimes I dance a little bit. Sometimes I try not to sing too loud, but at least I get this happy feeling. Within that happy feeling, if you still have time, it is a really good idea to sit down, look at your calendar, check the things that you need to do, write and say, well, you know what? I don't have what I need for dinner tonight, so I just want to make sure I stop at the store on my way back. So plan your day based on your calendar, because not everything is going to be here. The cool thing about this is that if you have Google in your phone, or Gmail, if you have it connected to this, it's going to give you reminders and notifications. All right. So it's going to say, all right now is hour of power. And then an hour later, it's going to give you a notification. This is the workout time. And then 7 to 7:45, you're going to get a notification. It's time to get ready. And then 7:45. So every single time you know what's coming. But even though you're going to get notifications on your phone, it is very important that in the morning you take a little bit of time to sit down with a piece of paper, with a little bit of planner. So it depends if yours looks like this, but this is what I usually have on my desk. I grab my pen and I look at my calendar in the computer. In the meantime, I write down the things that I want to do and the things that I want to accomplish on that day. Like when I sit in the morning, I don't look like a week from now or a month from now. I don't plan my vacation. I just plan my day. All right. So imagine what you can achieve if after doing all those things in the morning, like you did your prayer, your meditation, your gratitude assessment, like if you're like in this positive state of mind, imagine what you can accomplish when you sit down and write the things that you need to do on a given day for that day to accomplish something incredible. Remember that your life is going to get better if you work one day at a time. So I don't want you to plan your month or your year or your New Year's resolution in the morning. I only suggest that you plan your day. All right? It makes a huge difference. So that's what I do in my hour of power. After I do that, I get ready for my workout. You can work out from at home. You can go work out at the gym. If you can't do your workout in the morning, then definitely there are options to work out later in the afternoon. Find something that's going to get you to do a workout every single day. All right? Don't take this for granted. If you plan your day, if you have all the things that you need to accomplish on your day, you are not going to be stressed out. Right? So let's come back into the afternoon. So we got the morning taken care of. Now we're going to go to the afternoon. Now, this is another very important thing. Remember how I asked in the group to write the things that are very important to you and the things that you need to accomplish. So a few of the things that we sometimes forget to schedule are things for our family, for our partner, spouse. So I would like to suggest that at least once a week you schedule a date with your spouse. So this is something that's going to be on an ongoing basis. Date and time for. All right. So what color would we use? Purple. I would use pink because it's the color of love, or red. But I'm going to tell you why I don't use red. Red is for emergency or kind of like things that have to pop up in my eyes. Red is a color that you're always going to look at. So date and time for hobby would be something that you want to plan at least one date per week, ideally. All right. Do I always do it? No. If I did it, maybe, it would be super, super fun. So maybe on Friday we cannot go out, but on Saturday I want to make sure I plan for something with him. All right. So you want to make sure you do something with the purple or with the time that you do with your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. All right. So find a time on a given week to do something for your relationship. So what else do we need to schedule? Oh, this is the other thing. So here on Sunday, once again, things that are out of the ordinary. So out of schedule, important stuff. So this is what I'm going to schedule on red, all right? And remember, this is going to repeat every Sunday just because it's going to remind me what that means. I'm going to save it in my calendar. I get to see it. All right. So let's say, for example, this week I have scheduled a dentist appointment for my daughter. I'm going to take a few hours of work, and I have the appointment at 3 p.m. So let's do something here. Edit event, Wednesday. So I want to do it at 3 p.m. or 4. I'm going to put it in red, and I'm going to make dentist appointment. And then what kid is it? Aitana. All right, it's going to be red because it's not something that happens all the time. It's just this one day. It happens every 6 months. So that's why it's red. All right. Another thing that is out of the ordinary are the games with your kids. Like if they play sports, you want to make sure those kind of things want to pop up out of your eyes, kind of like, oh, I got to look at this. This is something that is not usually scheduled. It doesn't repeat. Remember, this is one thing that's not going to be there next week, right? Everything else is there because I do want to make sure I do it every single, right? What other thing? Homework time with your kids. How do you do that? How do you schedule them? You're going to have to schedule those things around the events that you have in the week. If your kids have games, for example, or practice on Tuesday and Thursday, let's say they do have practice Tuesday and Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30. So edit event. This is going to be pink for me because that's the color that I chose. So I would say soccer practice. Soccer practice. And that's going to be repeated for now, Tuesdays and Thursday. And then it starts this week and it's going to end on, this is how I do it. September, maybe this is going to end in October 27 because practice only goes on for the season only goes for 2 weeks, right? So that's how you put the time frame. After October 27th, then we're going to schedule something else because we're probably going to sign up for a different sport. So save, this is pink, 5:30 to 6:30, and there you go. All right. So those are things that are non-negotiable. How do you schedule your meals? How do you schedule the planning? How do you schedule other things that we usually put on the back burner that are very important for a stress-free week? All right? So this is when you have all the things that are non-negotiable, and you have to make sure you squeeze on those times, time for cooking, for prepping, and for getting ready for the week. So what you do, you always want to make sure you pick a time on the week to do your planning, and I usually like to do this on the weekends, all right? So Saturday, today is the day that I sit down and I plan my week ahead. Let me see. So Saturday at, let's say, what works for you? Maybe you want to do it Saturday morning. Maybe, I don't know, it's up to you. Maybe you want to do it Saturday at 10 a.m. You want to do your meal planning. I'm going to put it on pink because that's for my family. It's also for me as well, but I want to repeat it every single Saturday so I get that notification. If you need to move your events, you can certainly move them with no problem, all right? Just once. Save. Meal planning. All right. The other thing sure you do is what times are you going to be cooking your meals? Based on the schedule, you want to make sure, for example, on Monday, you don't have anything else going on. You want to do cooking, maybe you want to do cooking for 2 days because you know on Tuesday you're going to get home by 7. Everybody's going to be hungry. Kids might get a little cranky when they're hungry. So you want to make sure you plan and you cook for 2 days on this day. Knowing is key. Cook for 2 days. All right. You want to put it on pink because that's for family? Absolutely. Now, here's one thing. You don't really have to repeat these kind of events, but you want to make sure you have it in your calendar, all right? When are you going to do your grocery shopping? You want to do it on Sunday or you want to do it on Saturday? Then you want to put it on your calendar. Maybe after you do your meal planning, you want to go and do grocery shopping, right? I will repeat it because I'm planning on doing that every There you go. It's pink because it's for the family. And then I save. You want to make sure you schedule those things. And maybe you want to do some prepping on Sunday if you have time. So make sure you schedule for that. Cook for 2 days. That way you don't have to worry on Tuesday. And then you want to do it again here. You want to cook for 2 days. All right. So you want to make sure you got all the ingredients and you're going to feel with so much control. Are you eating out on Friday? Plan for that. All right. Now, whatever else, time with your family for homework and stuff like that goes in here. But at least when you have a visual idea of what you need to do on a given day, if you make sure you do the things, to me, the most important ritual is this of 1 in the morning. This is the most important part of my day. This is a non-negotiable. If I don't do this, then I start feeling stressed and I'm like, okay, I haven't done my hour of power. This is why I'm feeling so much stress, because I didn't see what my day was going to look like, right? And there's another routine that might be very important. You want to have a night routine. Just like you have your morning hour of power, you want to add your evening hour of power, right? So here's when you go to evening. There's another way they call 15 minutes or 20 minutes, 15 minutes of power. So this is when you review your day. You say, well, you know, this is what I did right. This is what I followed through. You want to repeat it Monday through Friday, right? But at least you want to make sure you review your day. Did you do it right? You plan your day ahead. So that's another thing that is super, super important, is that on this time on your day, it's the morning and the evening. The morning and the evening that are so important. Anything that happens in between, you're gonna choose if this is gonna be super, super stressful for you or if it's not gonna be stressful at all. It really is up to you. And to me, to be honest with you, being the most disorganized person in the planet, to becoming a person that knows what's happening, that I'm not stressed anymore, that I have everything under control, and then I also take care of the things that matter in my life. It's by doing these kind of things. Every single week, I have to sit down in front of my computer and plan my week ahead. Certain things, like once you do this once, for example, next week, a lot of the things are going to become easier because all of this is, right? So it's going to change if I have something different, like if I have back to school night or whatever else that is changing, then you have to modify the times and the days that you cook for your family. You're going to probably have to modify the time and the days that you exercise, if you're exercising in the evening. But at least if you have something visual that you can actually easily pinpoint the areas of control that you have, it's going to make you feel so much better. All right? So this is just a very quick overview, but your homework right now is going to be to create your own calendar, to create at least the color coding that you want to use with the important parts of your life. These are the important parts of my life, and don't try to do too many things because it's not going to work. Try to schedule the most important parts of your life, which should be no more than 6 times, no more than 6 things. All right? So your homework is for you to create this visual, to create the color codes, to take a screenshot or take a picture with your phone and send it to me. Even share it in the group, and let's see if you did it. All right? I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to get your feedback. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.